Action one four. So there is no old business at the moment on the agenda, but on the new business, we usually bring two minutes. I guess we could. Like, go through it.
The,
If there's anything noteworthy.
um. Yeah, absolutely. The only things that I know for sure that are new is the move to accept the resignation of Officer Ryan Dunn. Which we received that paperwork recently. The same officer we spoke about on the last executive session. In addition to that, we have two grants on our resolutions for grants, for the LSA that's open, one large and one small. And then our salt contract with CoStar. Anything else? I think we've already kind of addressed.
Salt really went up from last year, didn't it? Don't you 70 something last year?
I think it was what, 88?
It was 80, I think, I'm 82 or something, yeah. One was 82 and I think the other was like 86 or something.
Yeah, well, that's not bad as I thought.
Yeah, they jumped all over here, everywhere.
So, committed to the same amount.
Pardon?
We committed to the same amount.
Yes, actually, I opened up for, last year, the last 2 years were mild winter, so we only had one supplier, which was, American Rock Salt. And, this year I went ahead and, I put on with, Morton again because, we don't have this, we don't have an extra stock on this year, so I had to put back on the same with Morton, so I got, 3,000 ton ordered through American Rock Salt and, 2,200 ton ordered through, Morton. And then that you could take up to 140% on the one, and I think 130% on the other. I don't know what it is. Anyway, that should give us plenty. Thank you for the saying.
On motions 8 and 9, they're both resolutions to submit for grants.
Mhm.
In both cases, is there a matching portion that we would have to come up with? Are we going for the full amount of the cost?
For, the LSA grant, there's not a required match, so we're fine with that one.
Okay. Only raise it because we have to budget for that.
Right, yep.
Obviously, if we had to do a 10%, 20% match, whatever the match would be. I remember the one on the playground, but that was the full quote, I think, in November, that 474.
Correct.
You know, we kind of suspected what you said, but just to be clear on that. Motion 6, I think we talked about last time, that's really not anything to be constructed, that's part of a passageway, it's 3 municipalities all meet at that.
Yeah,
point.
I think there's what, there's what, 2 lots that are on our side, but they're not being built on. The green space, that'll be missing,
Green space, but, yeah.
It's just a piece of fragment of the development that's in 3 municipalities, so,
Right.
yeah, that part's not been developed.
It's green space now, and it will be green space.
Okay, anything else, Nate? For the presentation, do they have to be set up or anything? Let's see, presentation next Spelman of the Highland study.
No, we were accepted into Birdtown, last month. They're coming to do a quick ceremony. They'll give us a certification, take a photo for their marketing, and leave us with some promotional information. It should be pretty quick and seamless.
I do have one note on the fire report. I'm sure you know this, but the chief asked me to pass this along. The reporting requirements are going to change, I think, this month. So in the future, he's not sure what the reports will look like. It may take him a while to give as much detail as he gives us now, but he'll work on it.
And, if I'm not mistaken, would the chief that he's kind of recommending not burning, right? So there's a, yeah, so I think we're, so much.
Yeah, we post.
Yeah, it's gone out a couple of times.
Yep.
Library we can have. Okay, anything else on the agenda?
We're ready on our side.
That's ready? Okay. All right, so we go to the manager's report.
Sure. Mark Jennings of Oak Leaf reached out again, to set up a meeting to go over the trees in the right of way. I'm gonna meet with him on Monday. I know that we had talked about this topic at some point. I was hoping to get some clarity from council on how to proceed. We had our we had our benefits meeting this week, for our health insurance. There is significant increases across the board, for our medical insurance. Our Highmark Traditional has a 16% increase, with our Highmark Performance and UPMC at 11% increase. Additionally, dental is going up 6% and vision 7.5. We just got this yesterday, so I don't have all the financial details of what that looks like yet. But I'll have that for you the next meeting. CEC finalized their design, changes for Montgomery, and is working with the contractor now to get a change of pricing back to me. And then from there, we'll work with the COG to amend our grant. The Conservation District completed their final inspection of the Matterhorn project. And they approved our notice of termination for our NPDS permit. We'll be able to cut silt socks and road ENS controls, once I finalize some, legal documentation with the residents that, that location is on their property. The DEP also inspected the Northmont Farms Dam, and found a few, items that they flagged for correction. The Public Works crew has already taken care of all the physical issues, today, and we've reported that back. I'll be working with Sean and LSSE to address, they want a emergency action plan in case the dam fail, the residents downhill. In addition, they want a detailed outlet inspection for the outfall. I am working on finalizing the MS4 annual report that's due September 30th. We're going to address some of the flagged issues that they had mentioned in our inspection this year, specifically developing a more robust education program for MS4. That's all I have to report.
For the education purpose, was that one for residents or?
Yes, so we're supposed to, or we're required to, do some sort of educational information, whether on our website, we already do it through newsletters, they want it to be a little bit more developed. We had answered some of the questions on our website and given some information, but they want it to be, much more comprehensive.
Give an example?
Look at McCandless's website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, we have in here about a meeting at the church, on the 79, I-79.
Yeah, there was 3 meetings on the 24th. The 1:30 meeting is for municipal, representatives and first responders only, and there's 2 public meetings after, and there's a 3:30 and 7, to answer questions for the general public. And so, I told them that Franklin Park would be, attending, and I told them how many. I plan to attend the meeting.
I'll try to attend as well.
Okay.
I know change your preference.
What's the date? Is the 24th?
Which one?
Yeah.
Next Wednesday at 1:30.
Not doing more again then? We read into those here.
I don't know, I should get on future preference.
Okay.
We'll see. And I reached out to PennDOT about the preemptive devices for, the interchange. They were, very willing to work with us on anything I wanted. They didn't exactly give me any detail like I wanted, but, they said that they're willing to work with us to make sure that, we get the result we want.
Great.
Good, awesome.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Okay. Don't answer your question.
Yeah.
No fish there.
Oh, maybe they're in the.
My calendar as we speak.
Okay, awesome. 7 weeks.
Yep, September.
Cool. All right, on a home rule update. Any updates? All at once? Okay, I guess the only thing I know of is the ballots. I guess those commissioners, where they are on the ballot. So Friday is, if it's all for the board, you can spell my name or anything else, that's about it. That's the problem about that.
Did you get your sample ballot?
I did.
Yeah, proof, it's proof on it.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I got that out of there. Yeah, I just thought it's what, unless it says, look at your,
Just your name.
since you're a candidate, And I was checking sports monitor off and spell, it looked like the other side.
And then, Laura, I thought just gonna check, when would you all like to do open house?
Give it a ton of thought in the last 2 weeks. I was thinking maybe October. What do you think, Tom?
I think so, after the,
The budget?
well, no, I'm thinking a little, it'd be nice to start it before the early voting if we can. And that should be like the first week of October, early voting. Is what I'm hearing, that since we just looking at the proofs now, it'll probably be at least first week of October before the mail-in ballots get mailed to everybody.
Okay.
That's what I'm hearing. I don't know if that's fact. That's from the committees that I've talked to.
What's the, you know what the date is statutorily?
Well, it can't be any sooner than 50 days prior to the date of the election, but it can be, it has to be when all the ballots are certified and with our home rule charter question on there. You know, we had all the petitions come in, so that all has to be checked before ours go.
Right. Yeah, nomination papers always come in a little bit later than the petitions, right? So it takes a bit longer, I think.
I don't think there's a deadline when they have to send them out. You can't send them out before 50 days.
Will the election board meet to make sure all of the papers and petitions are all in order before they send out the ballots?
I guess as they probably do that, they sound, don't they?
Yeah, I would
I
think.
think.
Yeah, those challenges were due like at the third or something. And then, that letter basically said, your name is spelled, followed by the 12th candidate, so. Right now, they should be finalizing everything, whatever they do down there, and then end of the month. Actually mailing these out. So. For a final. So. The first is a Wednesday, I know typically on Wednesday, we have to work with 8. Wednesday, work.
That works for me. That works for you.
October 1.
8. Oh, wait, so the first of the 8.
8,
The
the first day of
first is
council.
our meeting, right?
First council, yeah, October 8th, put on my calendar.
When we do 7 o'clock before Kathy, does that work on the? We want to make on the room. Okay.
Okay, thank you. And then just a reminder on the 4th Saturday from 8 to noon, we have our annual budget discussion.
On 4.
4th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay, anything else on homeland? Well, that's what you allowed to forward there. Already signed. So, we did go over the agenda, was there anything we should be aware of?
Yes, just before on the left, I played phone tag with the closing attorney, and sent on an email right after our work session discussions, or laying out the $12,000 concept and what we can see, and said, speak now with Borough hold peace. Objections to this concept, and I'll draft it. Didn't hear anything back, so week or so, or timing, updated the easement encroachment agreement form with those provisions, still in the name of the current owner, sent it off to him as well. The meeting packet, sent emails, said to negotiate the terms here, but he telling us this isn't gonna work at all. It's like, no, and take it off the agenda, act on it. Played phone tag with him yesterday, talked to him this afternoon about 4:30 or so, because they does think both property owners will be here, you know, they will accept it, they're not here to negotiate the terms. They said there was some, you know, well, you know, is that retaining wall, you know, really $4,000 as opposed to 2,000, then we split up, people went up, look, said this is how they're doing it. It's up to them to apportion it. There was discussion about tearing down the retaining wall, which I said, well, that sounds familiar. That was part of the discussion, the suggestions. They could still do that. He did say that, you know, if it is approved tonight, ready to go. They are ready to close tomorrow. They would amongst themselves, as part of that closing, proportion the total amount. He did say he thought the new owner, although she applied for the fence, she didn't pay the fence fee.
I did initially, I put it for the fence because
Yeah.
I don't collect fees until I.
Okay, well, yeah, and so he said he would have that payment as well as some combination of 12,000 as well. If it goes forward. I don't know, it still was tentative, but it was not 100%. I'm not sure what they will come to say one way or the other. It sounds like he convinced them that, no, this is not time to really complain or try to negotiate other terms. They can come and say, thank you for allowing us this dispensation and not going with the enforcement practice. So, see.
I think he put it 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 for the three.
Yeah.
4,000 each, rather than we can.
Right, with the other, that it could be sent back if they took down and removed it on their own. Things that we didn't talk.
Which technically this is 3 separate violations, right?
Yeah.
So in theory, we could have said $36, right?
Well,
I'm not thinking-
yes,
so we should
yeah,
I think this is reasonable. My other question is, if whatever they negotiate among themselves, assuming they accept this, and they figure out who pays what part. If the violation is cured, then we return some of their money, we just give it to the property owner, that's whatever else happens.
whoever the property owner is.
Gotcha, just wanted to be,
Then figure it about that.
okay.
So we go with the agreement,
I think that's good.
including the proportion.
Like I said, I have to try to negotiate a fly.
Yeah, it's always this by month.
Yeah.
Although I expect that maybe.
No,
Okay, Max, anything else?
Nope.
Okay, so we get a little business for you.
the old business item is the approach for the investment.
Okay, cool, so, we're now to, whatever. For sharing there, I'm going to announce October 8th, that's not it. Let's see, on to first council mayor, please go on first.
The only quick thing I had is, in Brian, I think you saw it, we had that the neighbor on the upper part of Bull Road still asking about the speeding signs, and, I think it's the same one, he wants the sidewalks too up there, that's not that. But, I told him that I reached out to Reach and we haven't heard anything about that, so, yeah, I let them know that.
Yeah, that's,
My wife keeps asking me about it, but we did have the traffic thing on Cold Run this week.
sorry.
It's an interesting sign, because when the battery gets weak, it doesn't change it.
Correct.
It stayed at 28 for like 2 days. If you could, and I went by and I would always come up just to see my car speedometer, but anyway, it finally just stuck at 28.
Once the battery died, that's.
Yeah, I guess they picked it up today or yesterday. Thank you for putting that on.
No problem. Yeah, nothing.
Okay,
Good thing.
all right, we have an executive session. Okay,
I have a party.
Don't
get used to this, Sean.
Not usual.
This is quite unusual. Sorry, this is just informational. The senior luncheon, we're set to start new construction October 6th at Blueberry for the activity center and concession stand. And they should be done by the 24th. Unfortunately, the senior luncheon is during that period, but we're going to work with them then. Hopefully, I've been working on the concession stand while that event is place. Oh, yeah, sorry. And then the microphone and speaker for the event, Zach already has, equipment that we use, so we're just gonna use it that day.
Well, the entertainment company might have something using that day also.
Okay.